How are you? Good, good. So, so usually I'll do the games, like going all those 15 things in the food games is might take 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? And it's the dog doing a lot of running. It's not a lot out of the person, right? So then I do the last three. I do a couple like little moving heels where I just walk a little bit, and then you go into the heel drill. So now you've used the dog's energy with the games, right? Now the dog's going to be more likely to walk better with you. And now you do your heel drills. The dog on the outside, outside turn is the dog on the outside. And you come over a little bit. When he's starting to forget about you, you do the inside turn. Good girl. And you can use a lot of food right here on these, right? You do a sharp turn. Good girl. I only use food if there's no pressure created, right? So say I was to turn. Good. Right, say I was to turn and she was to hit the least pressure right there, I wouldn't then reward with food. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I wait until they do good turns and I use the reward. Right. So soft outside turns to soft inside turns. That's an outside turn. That's an inside turn for a figure eight. Good girl. Right. Then you have sharp turns. Then you have outside 360. Good job. So that way you can keep going straight if you want. They want to go over that way, you keep moving and slide the dog over. If you stop, the human instinct is to stop and pull them back over, but they can't. It's harder for them to understand what's going on. So if you keep moving and just kind of slide your arm over, you can use the least pressure. They'll generally go back there if you just keep moving. Uh, Outside turns, inside turns, 360s, sharp turns, right? Get a little bit of a good walk. Just do it for a couple minutes. Okay, break. And then go off in the grass. Puppies aren't going to last as long. You're working with their attention span, right? So if you do, like that was probably 2 or 3 minutes, that's probably good. When the dog's paying attention to you, you got a little bit of a good walk, give them a break in the grass. And then you start making that time longer and longer. Like if it was only 3 minutes, you start working it to 5 minutes. And then you start working the longer straightaways, right? You start with short straightaways and work it with work up to longer straightaways. What else? I think that's it, right? Right, so say she was starting to go ahead and pull. If the dog's already in front of you, don't do an inside turn. You do an outside turn. When you do the inside turn is when you see the dog starting to go faster. That's when you want to do an inside turn. So the inside turn backs them up. Usually you have to do a bunch of outside turns. So the dogs kind of say, hey, how you doing? So the dog's more kind of like right here, right? Because he's going to want to be going. So your outside turns gets them following you. And then once they're following you, you can do your inside turns to back them up. Do. What else? That's it, right? So sometimes if you see if you're doing turning to get them following you, sometimes they take that motion. So motion is motivation, right? Sometimes they take all those turns and they think you're starting to play a game, right? So if they start getting excited through the turns, then you want to just stop and stand still. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Huh. You're good girls. Right? So that's what, 10 minutes? You do 5 minutes of the recall games. You do 5 minutes of heel drills. Dog's gonna be pretty tired then, right? Then you can do you can do more luring stuff, right? What's your name? Nova, come. Good. I shouldn't have said come. You go sit. Good. All right. Break. And sit. Good. And you can use a lot of food when they're puppies. Break. Sit. Good. right? So you go break, flip around, go sit, good. Ready? Sit, good. Down. With puppies, don't worry about using too much food in your hand. When their dogs are older, I try to get away from it a lot faster. With puppies, you're just trying to get it in there, and you're trying to use their food. The more you're using their food to work with, the less they're gonna nibble at you, which seems weird, but it's true. I'm sure I could think of a bunch of other stuff. It's long enough, right? You ready to go play, girl? Right? So then you go play, right? So then after you do, now you're at 20 minutes, right? You go 2 or 3 minutes of play, put that dog in the crate. Let him come down. What else did we talk about? Going to the bed. Are you ready to play? I don't know. My brain's frying. Time to do something else.